Everybody doing? Sorry this review is out late. I would have gotten out sooner, but with family and school, it got ahead of me, so I didn't have a chance to do that. But let's just be lucky that this came out earlier today, right? And this is my review for Rob Zombie's Halloween. I have a weird story with this. I had just bought the Halloween collection that just came out by Scream Factory. It was at Walmart. My stepdad bought it for me because he knew I was a big horror fan and I loved the original and I did not know there was any sequels. And one said that was Rob Zombie's Halloween. My dad loves Halloween. He loves the holiday. He loves Rob Zombie. He's probably his favorite rock and roll artist, maybe. I don't know, maybe top 3 for him. He doesn't really. He listens to him a lot. Maybe Marilyn Manson. Well, we're not going to talk about that. And we saw that, and he said that he loves Rob Zombie, and the original is his favorite horror movie, but he doesn't like horror movies, but if he had to choose a favorite, that would be his favorite. And he wanted to watch this, and me and him both watched it, like, oh my god, I had no idea what was going on. I was just sitting down enjoying the movie, and after the movie was over, he goes, I don't want you ever watching that again. And I've watched it like 3 or 4 times throughout my life, and I don't hate this movie. I'm going to say it, I don't hate it, but it is one of my least favorite Rob Zombie movies. I wouldn't say it's his worst, not even close to being his worst. 31. And I do enjoy its sequel, which I will review later tonight. I don't know what time, but I will try and get it out tonight. And, yeah, this movie's just really fucked up. Let's just say that. But let's get into my positives. My positive of this movie is probably what a lot of Halloween movies seem to get wrong, and that's the score. Now, a lot of remakes don't usually use the original score. Like the remake of Friday the 13th, they don't use the kill, 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 ma, ma, ma thing. And they don't really use that in the remake, and in Nightmare on Elm Street remake, they don't use that classic theme. Every remake there is, they don't seem to use that classic theme. Maybe they didn't get the rights, maybe they just didn't want to do it because they didn't give a fuck. But you could tell that Rob Zombie cared. He wanted to make that. He wanted the original score. Thank you, Tyler Bates, for making that score, and he's done a lot of them, namely X and Pearl. Which those movies just came out, and the score to those were amazing. And I'm really glad that the Halloween score is good here, and it seems what a lot of Halloween movies seem to get wrong. Now, maybe controversial, but I think the prequel side of this movie has some of the best parts. With with Michael beating the bully to death, and I think he was from Spy Kids. It's fucking weird. And like when he beats the bully to death, and when he goes on his killing rampage for the first time on his stepdad, his sister, and his sister's boyfriend. It's weird, and I think that's like one of the best parts of this movie. But I will say the kid actor is fine as Michael, but he's not a negative in this movie because he's barely in it. And I think those are one of the best parts of this movie, and I just really enjoyed those parts. And finally, they have a good Michael Myers masks in this. You have the clean version, looks amazing, which just looks like that the people made took their homework from the original and they just added it to it. And then you have that old, messed up, old raggy mask, which apparently not that many people liked when this movie came out. But they thought it was pretty good. But I actually liked it. Hell, even when I was a kid, I thought it was amazing. But the 2018 mask, a.k.a. my favorite Michael Myers mask, yell at me all you want, that is my favorite Michael Myers mask. And adult Michael Myers is terrifying. Tyler Maines, I believe his name is. He's terrifying in this movie. I think he might be the scariest Michael Myers. Sure, James Jude Courtney is really good, and he is my favorite Michael Myers. And he's pretty scary too, but Tyler Maines, I think he's the scariest. If someone asked me, which Michael Myers do you not want chasing after you? And I would instantly say Tyler Maines, because the second he probably sees you, he'd probably rip your goddamn head off. Just look at this movie. He's terrifying in this movie. Like, ugh. And Danielle Harris, which she was in Halloween 4 and 5, which she was probably the only good part of those movies. I do enjoy 4, hate 5. And it's kind of weird seeing her when we see her as a kid actress in Halloween 4 and 5, and then you see her reading all this Rob Zombie dialogue. You're like, are we just supposed to forget that we saw her as a kid actor? Actress, goddamn it, I keep saying actor. Please do not yell at me about that. And it's just, like the sex scene. Yeah, PTSD for some Halloween fans. I wonder how Danielle Harris felt about that. But she had fun. That's a terrible joke. And Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif. If you don't know who Brad Dourif is, you're a horrible person. I'm not even going to tell you. If you don't know who Brad Dourif is, you can figure it out yourself. And the people who might comment and be like, who is Brad Dourif? Just tell us. No one respond to him, and nobody tell them who Brad Dourif is. If you must know, I will give you a hint. Brad Dourif voices my favorite horror movie icon. He is sitting right next to me, actually, which I will not show. I might show when I do his review series leading up to their new installment this year. Anyway, I love Brad Dourif in this movie, and when I found out that he was in this movie, I was blown away. The guy who voices my favorite horror movie icon in this movie, hell yeah, that's a 5-star review right there, right? Except for a lot of the negatives of this movie. And to my mixed aspects, I feel that the prequel side is fine, but it also just feels kind of unnecessary. Rob Zombie even said that he wanted to explore Michael more, but that just kind of ruins the mystery of this character. In the original, you had no idea why he was doing this. He was just pretty much cuckoo. And you go by nature versus nurture. Nature is that you were born to be a killer, and nurture is, I think nature is when you were born to be a killer or when you're made a killer, and nurture is rather you were made or born a killer. I can't remember, but he takes one of those sides of Michael where he was just made a killer, which I don't like that. It's probably one of the weakest points of this movie. Getting into my negatives, the beginning of this movie is so weird. There's so much swearing. I'm not as offended by swearing. Hell, I swear all the time, but Jesus Christ. See, I just swore there. Like, oh my God. Like, Rob, I get it, you swear a lot, but can you not make everyone a douche, please? Can you make one character that's likable, please? I know it works with House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects, but it doesn't work here. And the family is very unlikable. I hated the stepdad. I did not like the new sister, which I believe she played the young Jenny in Forrest Gump. Again, you see Danielle Harris play a young actress in Halloween 4 and 5, and then you see this girl who's in one of my favorite movies of all time, who's just a little girl talking to Forrest, and you see her as pretty much a slut in this movie. Like, what's going on? Why would she agree to do that? It's weird and stupid. Yeah. And, like, there's part of this movie where the principal says that they found a dead cat in a bag in Michael's locker. They're acting like that's just a total normal thing. He would probably be expelled. Expelled or suspended. You can't have a dead animal in your locker, dude. But what would I know? This movie takes place like in the 50s or 60s. And Michael McDowell, he plays Dr. Sam Loomis. I feel he was miscast. I love Michael McDowell. He is in one of my favorite movies of all time, A Clockwork Orange, which I thought he would be great in this movie. But no, I feel he's miscast. But the guy who plays Sam Loomis in the originals, what's his name? I don't know. I'll probably remember. Let me think about it, actually. I don't know. But he passed away in, like, 1995, I'm pretty sure. I feel Michael McDowell was miscast as Sam Loomis because the guy who plays him in the original, he took the role very seriously, and when you hear him give that monologue about Michael, that he was just so mysterious. Like, he's just so mysterious. There was no reason why he was doing this. He's just crazy, pretty much. But in this, he's too much of a comedian. Like, if you watch behind the scenes, they're freaking hilarious. I will say that. And there's so many... And there is no... Excuse me, I need to cough. There is no metal forks in a mental hospital. There's not one single... Oh, God, where's my phone for a second? Oh, here it is. I don't know why I'm grabbing my phone. There's no metal forks in a mental hospital. But if they're, like, why would they have them in here? They would not have them in this movie. It's pretty stupid. Like, I guess they just don't care if they're like, nurses just die in there, I guess. Because, like, the nurse, she's like a bitch to Michael. Like, she's like, cute baby. Could have been related to you. Who does that? Who insults a murderer and then just turns their back to them? Yeah, you're asking to get killed. Just stab me in the back, slice my throat, bash my head in. I'm asking for it. That's pretty much what she's asking for. Donald Pleasence, that's the guy who plays the original Dr. Loomis in the original. For some reason, I kind of forgot. Oh, God, there's something in my nose. And probably my biggest negative of this goddamn movie. The rape scene. There's a scene in this movie where I believe, I don't believe, this one guy who works there, he takes his cousin, I believe they grab a new female patient, and they take her to Michael Myers' room, and they rape her. That's just so unnecessary, and I hate it. And just talking about it makes me just want to throw up fucking everywhere. I feel that's fucking wrong. And Rob, I don't know why you decided to film that scene. If you enjoyed filming that scene, then you need some fucking help. Fuck you if you enjoyed filming that scene. Fuck you. I hated that scene so goddamn much. Just the sight of it, goddamn. And the new Laurie, I did not like. I thought, she's definitely not the worst part of this movie, but I did not like her. Scott Taylor Cofton, I believe her name is, who plays her. There's really where she's and when she's introduced, she pretty much rapes a bagel. She does this to the bagel, and the Laurie in the original series, she wouldn't do that in a million years. A billion years, if. Trillion years. Quadrillion years. She would never do that. And you're going to have this new Laurie who's pretty much annoying, and you're going to do that, and you think I'm going to laugh at that or have fun with it? Hell no. But that's all I got. I say this is a movie that you stream on, like, Prime or something like that. If it comes back on Netflix or Hulu or Prime Video for free, watch it on there, give it a chance. But this is a movie that I don't see myself ever rewatching. I'm a little nervous for its sequel. Might enjoy the sequel, but I don't know. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this movie, and oh god, if you guys enjoyed this review, please hit the like button and subscribe so you will not miss any more of my videos, and hit the bell notification so you will get notified for my latest videos. But until next time, take care.